In a small, parched village, there lived an old widow named Ilara. She had very little, a small hut, a few cooking pots, and just enough grain to make one simple meal a day. Despite her own scarcity, Ilara kept a quiet tradition. Every evening, she placed an empty clay bowl on her windowsill. Her neighbors, struggling just as much, would ask, "Ilara, why the empty bowl? It only reminds us of what we lack." Ilara would simply smile and say, "It is not for remembering lack, but for holding hope." One terrible season, the rains failed completely. Hunger became a sharp, shared pain. Ilara's own meager stores ran out. Weak and alone in her dark hut, she looked at the empty bowl on the sill and wondered if her hope had been foolish. Just then, a tired traveler arrived. A young mother with a child clinging to her shoulder stumbled to Ilara's door. "Please," the woman whispered, her voice cracked with thirst, "just a little water for my child." Ilara had no food, but she had a little clean water. She gave it freely. As the child drank, the traveler's eyes fell on the empty bowl. A deep sadness crossed her face, not for herself, but for Ilara. She understood what that bowl represented. The traveler left with quiet thanks. The next evening, as Ilara again placed the empty bowl on the sill, she found a single small potato inside it. It was enough for a thin soup. She ate and her strength slowly returned. The next day, the bowl was empty again. But the day after, there were beans. Then an onion. Always just enough. Ilara never saw who left the gifts, but they came when her need was greatest. They sustained her until help finally arrived. When the crisis passed, the villagers gathered around her. "You survived better than most," they said. "What was your secret?" Ilara lifted the clay bowl. She said, "This was my secret. I kept it empty not for myself, but as a silent prayer, an invitation for compassion. When we dare to show our need, we allow others the grace to be kind, and kindness, once begun, finds its own way to multiply." From that day on, many windowsills held empty bowls, not as a sign of poverty, but as a promise. We are not ashamed to receive, and we are always ready to give. We are in this together.